This is what the rest of the weekend in the Premier League looks like. Let's focus in on two interesting trips to the South Coast. Liverpool taking on Brighton, Manchester United on Sunday, travelling to play Southampton. Mr. Burley, I'll bring you in first on United against Southampton. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men looking for their fourth consecutive win. They found wins easier to get on the road, but this is going to be a tricky trip for them.
Yeah, they got a good win, and say a good win, Man United against Besiktas, but it was a win, and they were under pressure as the game went on, but it was a win, and they got game time for Cavani, so the team selection will be interesting. He worked really hard. Obviously needs match time, but this Southampton's, and it depends what Man United pitch up, and we just don't know that, and in some sense Solskjaer doesn't know that either. That's the problem. But what I would say about Southampton is 1 defeat in 8. And that was at home against Tottenham when they got hammered 5-2. So they have to have learned their lessons from that. But they've been in good form. They've still got no Danny Ings, so that's a blow for them. But what Hasenhüttl has done there in his time at the club, I think has been fantastic. So if the real Man United pitch up, I think they win. If they're slack, I think Southampton will get the victory.
Likely no Paul Pogba or Scott McTominay either. Meanwhile, Shaka, Liverpool, after that anemic display against Atalanta in the Champions League, have to go down to the South Coast and take on a Brighton team who are still looking for their first home win, but have been a little better than their results suggest. Is this a problematic game?
Not for Liverpool, it's not. Listen, I think as much as Brighton can look at that win against Villa in their last outing, I think that was more to do with a tired Jack Grealish than anything Potter or Brighton themselves had to do. I think the only question for Jurgen Klopp is, does he go with a full-strength team as we saw against Leicester, where Liverpool put down a marker, or just kind of give them the injury issues that they've already had, and a tightening Champions League table as we spoke about over the last couple of days, if he makes more changes yet again in expecting Brighton not to be really able to compete. If Liverpool put out anything near a full-strength side, what we saw against Leicester, this will be pretty one-sided and over pretty quickly. Maybe he changes things. Even so, even if he brings in me two Williamses, etc., I still think Liverpool have enough to get this to beat Brighton, despite what we saw against Atalanta.
Yeah. Brighton fifth bottom at the moment as we look at the very strange-looking bottom half of the Premier League standings. All those big names involved.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.